Hello, and welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it, You Are Already Free. It's based on a comment somebody made in one of the videos, and the person says, I wish I was free. See, the problem there is the word wish, you see? Because it suggests that there's a me who is bound and now wish to be free. But what we're pointing to here is that one that says, I wish to be free, is a thought, is not you. What you are is already the ever-present, non-encompassing, pure beingness, non-conceptual awareness, that which words cannot describe. Because you're not a word, you're not a thing, you simply are. The problem is that the conceptual mind cannot grasp this because the conceptual mind is a thought itself. And because we're so used to identify with that thought, we're overlooking the freedom in which we, well, not the freedom in which we rest, the freedom that we are. That is the sixth book of the series, It's not that you're free, it's that you are freedom. We're that freedom. So the way we put this to the test is by asking the following question. Right now, if there's no identification with any thought, even the thought that says, I wish to be free, just no identification with it, what remains? Now, here's where we have to be very conscious. I am not talking to you. I'm not asking you, the person, meaning the thought, you see. I'm not asking you to not identify with any thought so that then you can tell me what remains. I am not talking to you. I'm just pointing to the fact that you are. See, the mind is trying to get this, and this is the only challenge. This is the only little hiccup, so to speak. Right now, can you negate the fact that you are? Can you say you don't exist? Can you don't feel the aliveness, the life, the existence that it seems to be impregnating this you who think that is watching this video? Right now, just being, right this moment. And this moment is not a moment, it's eternal, has no beginning, no ending. But right now, can you say that you are not? Can you not be right now? See, you're being, always, no matter what. But that beingness is overshadowed by the content of the mind, by the thoughts that appear. And there's nothing wrong with the thoughts. It's the believing in them. And the reason why we believe in them is because we have a thought, a cause, a root thought that says, I am this individual. You see? Because of that root thought that has not been questioned, which is what these videos are about, every other thought has something to attach to. And these thoughts keep feeding the contraction, the belief that I'm this separate thing, or whatever you want to call it, body, person, doesn't matter. And now I want to feel the freedom that I am, that is overshadowed by this sense of separate thing that I claim that I am. We're not denying or negating our experience. We're just getting rid of the interpretation that the mind is making to the experience. You see? So right now you said, I wish to be free. Well, let's stop for a moment. Notice that who is the one that says, I wish to be free? Find the one that says, I wish to be free. And you will not find an entity. What you will find is the thought that says, I wish to be free. Let's do the investigation together. Find the one that says, I wish to be free. Find it. Look for it. See if you can find it. Tell me, what does it look like? Where is it located? What is the shape of it? And you see immediately the mind is going to go, I am the one, look, I am this body, I look like this, I am this shape, I'm the one who wants to be free. But once again, if we really, really see what is really happening, a feeling, a cluster of feelings, sensations may seem to appear, but it's a thought that says, I am this body, I want to be free, I am this individual. These are my feelings, these are my thoughts, but this is a thought that is saying that. Without that, all that remains is what is, and maybe the sense of contraction may suggest that I am this seeming individual. But in reality, that sense of contraction, when it's not given attention to, it dissipates. And you again, you simply are. When you're involved doing something that the attention is strictly in what you're doing, you forget about yourself. You forget about this me, this body, this whatever I think I am. Because the attention is not given to the context or to the content of the mind, to the description or anything. The attention is open and free, and you are that freedom right now. It just so happens that we're so used to identify to this me, and then we're so used to identify with all the thoughts, believing them, that at some point there seems to be an overwhelming sensation with the thoughts, and I want to be free of the thoughts. And that becomes another war. Now the war against the thoughts. Now I want to control the mind so that I don't think these thoughts that I claim are the cause of my suffering. But the thoughts are not the cause of your suffering. The believing in them is the cause of your suffering, because you haven't questioned who are you. You see? And you are not the one who wants to be free. You are already freedom. You think you are that person, which is a thought that claims that wants to be free. Now you look at life experiences and the circumstances and the projections. That distracts you from the fact that you are, and then the mind goes into survival mode. I have to do something, I have to fix something, I have to take action or whatever. But the problem is that all of that, these are thoughts that seems to be directing the course of this seeming character. But if you don't believe the content of the mind, it's not that you will not take action, it's not that you will not do things, it's not that things are not going to be taken care of, it's that the space from which the action is taken is very different than from the space that an action based on the fear of believing in the thought seems to be taken. In these videos, I'm not asking you to ignore life, to ignore your experience. I'm just simply pointing to what is true, and this is what is important. The only thing that is true is your experience, not the thoughts. The thoughts are not true. That's why I made a video. It's called the different, it's not paying attention to what is, not to what if. Okay? I'll put the link in the description so you can check that video. What is experience. What if is a thought. And we're not denying everything. We're not denying experience. We're just looking at the thoughts that seems to be overlooking the experience, and that thought is the cause of all the suffering, because the thoughts pertain to the belief that I'm a separate entity, and what we're questioning here is, who are you? It's not about you, person, don't believe the thoughts. No, this is not about that. It's about the fact that you simply are, and that is cannot be negated. The problem is that you believe you are someone or something. But right now, if there's no identification with the thought, just with an open awareness, just as you listen to the sound of the voice that is coming through, the words that seems coming through this seeming me, okay, right now, just for a moment, I'm going to ask you to just be with your being anyway. You see, it's like if I'm asking you to just be, like if you were not being before. You've been the whole time. The thing is that the beingness was overshadowed by the content of the mind and the thoughts and the voice that says I wish to be free and so on. So right now you're being. If you don't identify with any thoughts, don't identify with any thoughts, don't believe in them, just what remains. You see? If there's no identification with any thoughts, and you simply are because you are, that's the freedom that we're pointing to, that you already are. But when you identify with the thought me, and now you are trying to seek that freedom, now there's a thought that says I wish to be free. And you see it's a loop that you cannot get out of, because that thought I wish to be free is a thought, and what I'm pointing to here is to even look at that very same thought. Look at the thought I wish to be free, as opposed to you thinking that you are saying I wish to be free. Just look at the thought itself, and that which is looking at the thought or is aware of the thoughts I want to be free, is bound? That which is aware to the thought I want to be free, is that bound? No. That simply is. And we're pointing to that. And once again, a thought appears. Okay, yeah, I can see that, but how about the things that I have to deal with? How about the contraction, or the sense of I want to have more of this, or I want to fix this, or whatever. See, these are thoughts. This is the point. When you rest in the awareness that registers all these thoughts but does not believe in them, you see that you are free. Always. And life unfolds as it will, but you are life, not the individual who thinks that is living the life. This is what I'm pointing to. This is the little click, you see? As long as you believe you're the individual who's living life, now that individual is the one that wants to put into practice not believing the thoughts. But no, what you are is before that seeming thought that says I'm this individual who now wants to practice to be free. And I'm pointing to it right now because you are right now. Just don't identify with the content of the mind and what remains. Don't answer. If you answer, you went back into the mind. I'm just pointing to life itself. I'm not pointing to the individual who claims that is living life. I'm not pointing to the thought that suggests you're an individual. I'm pointing to life itself, in which the thought that suggests I'm an individual appears, in which the seeming appearance of the individual appears, in which the thought that says, but if I rest in what is, how am I going to live life? How am I going to function here? Even those thoughts are overlaying or covering, so to speak, that which is what you are, which is what Nisargadatta Maharaj used to point to all the time. Just remain as you are, just rest in I am. The problem is the mind takes that as a command. Oh, I'm going to rest in the I am. No, you don't have to rest in the I am, because you are the I am. Right now, you are the I am. If you don't try to get it with the mind. Right now, are you not being? So what's the problem with that? Where is the one that says I want to be free? Where is the wanting to be free? If you're already freedom. You see? See, the mind is trying to grab this, because the mind has a concept of how am I going to feel if I was free. If I was free, I will not have headaches anymore. I will not have, I don't know, whatever shows up in life that I think it shouldn't show up. Life is going to look in a particular way. I'll be in a state of bliss forever, or whatever. If you have these concepts and you attach them to the idea of freedom, of course you will not feel free, because these concepts belongs to the character, to the me that I think I am, that thinks that it should feel in a particular way, so then I can experience freedom. But get rid of the concepts of what it would look like, and you see that you are free even while you may be having a headache, even while you seem to have having a toothache, even while you're dealing with the seeming challenges of life experiences, even while you're cooking, while you're walking, while you're talking, while you're watching TV, while you're listening to this video. You see, that freedom is what you are always, in spite of what may seem to be happening on the surface. See, you are already. This is the point. You already are. But the mind says, I don't feel like I am. Why? Because the mind have an idea that if I am, I shouldn't feel the way I'm feeling right now. I shouldn't have these thoughts running all over the place. The mind should be quiet and clear without any thoughts. No, the mind is going to do, but mind is minding. Let it do what it does. But it's minding in you. Right now you are. What life unfolds, and you'll find yourself doing whatever you're supposed to do. That's not in your that's not in your control. I'm not choosing the words that are coming through. They happen to come through. I find to be I'm the vehicle through which they are expressed. But I don't know what is the next move I'm gonna make. I have no idea what is the next thing life wants to do with me. All I know is that I am, and if I don't let the mind trying to take protagonism, telling me what could happen, what if, or whatever, I simply am. That's a freedom in which I rest. And look at the threat. Yeah, but if you rest here, then you will not be able to pay the rent, you will not get work, you will not have this, you will not have that, you will not be able to do. See, this is the mind trying to threaten you. The way I face that is very simple. Hey, what if you don't do this? Then you're going to be able to pay the rent. Okay, well, the rent's not going to be paid. But what if you find yourself in the street? Okay, then I'll find myself in the street. But what if you cannot eat and you'll die? Okay, then I won't eat and I'll die. You see, I'm not trying to be passive in a sense of trying to be denied. I'm simply pointing to the fact that the only thing that is true right now is this moment. This is where I'm pointing to. The thoughts that seems to have the form of a threat, these are just thought. You see? Don't try to argue with them. Don't try to analyze with them. Don't try to fight with them. Because what I'm pointing to, if I'm supposed to be on the streets, I'll be on the streets no matter what, whether I struggle or not. And yet I'm not in the streets. Okay? And I'm not saying that if you're watching this video in a mobile that you have and you happen to be in the street, there's something wrong with that. No, even that applies to that, because it suggests that being in the streets is just simply being in the streets. The thought that colors up whatever is your experience is the cause of suffering. You can be in the streets very happy. And you can be in a mansion very unhappy. So I'm not judging the experience, I'm pointing to the fact that the experience is just that, and the mind begins to color her up with some sort of a concept of how life should be, and that is the cause of suffering. Now, in my experience, again, I'm just saying that, I don't know, because it's what is happening, or in the seeming experience of this character, the life of surrender had led me to the understanding that life takes care of itself. You see? And everything is happening, and the only thing that can cause suffering is the belief, the thought that suggests this shouldn't be like that. And in the case of the question that he was asked, or the comment, I wish to be free, well, take the thought, I wish to be free, and what remains? What remains is what is. And what is already freedom, like the 6 books of the series. And that which is, what is, which is freedom, is that freedom wish to be free? Is that what is, which is the freedom, which is being, does it have any problems? Does it wish that things were different? Does it have any expectations? Any future, any past? No, it's simply being. And you are that beingness all the time. These videos are going to be relentlessly pointing to that, no matter what. You are that beingness right now. You are that freedom. And once again, if you keep trying to trap this with your mind, thinking I am that freedom, you're overlooking the freedom that you are with the concept of a me that is now trying to understand that which is not to be understood, which is an experience. Right now you are free no matter where you are, no matter what's going on in your life. You are free because the freedom is not from the objects or from the things of the world. The freedom is from the mind. From the belief in the mind. Let me be more specific. Mind will think whatever we're going to think because that is what's supposed to do. What can you say? The question is who you think you are. Are you the one that the thoughts belongs to? Or are you the space or space-like or that in which that mind along with its thoughts appears in? What are you? Are you aware of the thoughts? Well, then you are that which is aware of the thoughts. You're not the thoughts. Are you aware of the experience? Then you are that which is aware of the experience, not the experience. And now I'm using the word experience in a sense of bringing it to a more, non-localized. Because you're not aware of anything, because there's not a you aware of anything, there's no two. But again, language is very tricky here. So all that you are is this, is pure awareness, that's it. And everything seems to be happening in you. So using the word experience now again, right now all that there is just experience. Without being colored by thought, it's just experience. Colored by thought becomes a problem. Right now I am. Right now life is. Isn't it? Don't let the thought trying to understand or intellectually translate what I'm saying here. I'm just pointing to the isness right now. Right now. Right now, what is? It's just isness. Isn't it? Do you see? This is isness. Pure isness. That's it. Even if you may have the thoughts that may seem to appear, that's fine, just let them be. But right now, you're resting in the isness. Does that isness wish to be free? Of course not. That is the freedom that you are. That we're pointing to, that is being pointed to always. And the mind says, I want to be here the whole time. No, you're here the whole time. But why seems to be so difficult? Well, there's a conditioning. There's a habit of identify with the thoughts. You see? Well, that's fine. It's just like, just know that you are that. Now it's a matter of just referring to that always. And as life seems to be happening, or your script is unfolding, notice how this identification with the thought, future, past, whatever the case may be, and that's just another opportunity to just bring yourself back to, wait a minute, isness. And see how life unfolds, the play unfolds in the isness, and you are the isness. You see? And that's a freedom. Not the freedom, that is freedom. You are free. You simply are. Okay, this is inspiration that came through. I hope it served. And as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can be extended.